let's talk about LEGO Speed Champions. This product line in the large list of themes offered by the LEGO Group focuses on extremely detailed models of well-known car brands. The series features vehicles from more common brands like Ford, Chevy, and Dodge, to the more luxurious and exotic brands like Lamborghini, Aston Martin, and Lotus. While it's becoming a popular product amongst LEGO fans old and young, I want to know the answer to the question of where did it all begin? I'm your host, ThatChazGuy, and today we're going to cover the brief history of LEGO Speed Champions. Vehicles in the LEGO world are by no means a new concept, and existed well before the lineup of Speed Champions. They were featured in all kinds of sets, typically around the LEGO City product line. I mean, duh, what's a city without cars? These cars were usually not licensed and pretty generic looking, but they did the job. It wasn't just cars either. It was other vehicles like Mack trucks, garbage trucks, SUVs, and even RVs. In the early 2000s, there was also a LEGO Racers theme, which ended up boasting a large repertoire of around 250 sets. It even got a licensed vehicle through Ferrari and Lamborghini, and had its own video game, which wasn't too bad in my opinion. But the line did meet its fateful end in 2013, granting it a very strong 12-year lifespan. It wasn't until 2015 though that LEGO finally hit the big time with an opportunity to create some vehicles that actually exist in the real world. Lead designer Chris Stamp worked with Ferrari, Porsche, and McLaren to release the first 7 sets in this line, including the Porsche Spider, McLaren P1, and LaFerrari. These sets included a very detailed vehicle that was built with a 6-stud wide design, some minor accessories, and a yellow-toned minifig. Why the yellow minifig and not flesh-colored one, you ask? Well, I think this was to keep the sets firmly within the LEGO universe, even though they're using realistic vehicles. But that's just my opinion, so who am I to answer that question? This was the first time LEGO could actually release sets for car enthusiasts, and check all the boxes for young and old alike. Given the small size of each vehicle allowed for a smaller price point and extreme playability for children, yet full of accurate details for adult fans looking to add to their collection. The popularity of the theme quickly gained momentum over the years. LEGO was able to add other brands like Chevy, Ford, Audi, and others to the mix by releasing popular vehicles like the Ford Mustang and Chevy Corvette and other American muscle cars. Then in 2019, they decided to do something that would shake up the community to this day, and still is a point of contention among fans across the platform. The LEGO design team decided to update the scale of all Speed Champions from the 6 studs to 8 studs. Having a cityscape built with roads designed for 6-stud cars must now be entirely redone to fit 8-stud cars, causing mayhem everywhere. Actually, it's not that big of a deal for most fans, as the size wouldn't make that much of a difference. It was just more of a big deal to those that did more than just sit their car on a shelf, but it was still a valid concern. In a 2022 interview with Brickset, this is what design manager Chris Stamp had to say about the dramatic changes. The enlarged scale has allowed us to develop a new strategy, which essentially is to forget the age on the box. We want to offer unique building experiences that educate younger builders and are appreciated by older builders simultaneously. That is how we approach each model, because there's no age limit on being a car enthusiast, so we can cover older and modern subjects. We focus exclusively on vehicle fans of any age. Also, the small size of Speed Champions cars does not mean they must be easy to build. We have seen the range described as mini creator expert, and that is honestly how we approach every set. We include as much detail as possible and always target the utmost accuracy, hopefully giving people a creator expert or 18+ experience at a much lower price point than those themes. Something I have observed is the different fan expectation and reception for larger models, like modular buildings or UCS sets, relative to smaller models. My goal is always narrowing the gap between those sets of different scales and conveying the same experience as much larger sets at a 1/10 of the size. The statement seemed to ring true, as the post-2019 Speed Champion sets have a ton more realism and look a lot less blocky. I personally like the 8-stud wide sets because the details in them are just outstanding, and they look really freaking good on my shelf. But if I were to have a LEGO city built, I may feel a little bit different about it. Do you prefer the 6-stud or the 8-stud layout? Let me know in the comments below. Moving into the current times of 22 to 23, LEGO further expanded the Speed Champions line by adding cars from movie franchises. Currently available, the Nissan Skyline and Dodge Charger that have become synonymous with their portrayed actors of Dominic Toretto and Brian O'Connor. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. Another famous franchise of 007 is portrayed with the ever-famous Aston Martin, James Bond included. Doesn't seem like the Speed Champions line of products is going anywhere anytime soon, so you can fully expect to see more unique cars from the real world or pop culture in the future. I wonder what movie franchise they're going to reach out for next. That wraps up the brief history on LEGO Speed Champions for you. Hope you found this video helpful in your efforts to expand your knowledge within the realm of LEGO. I'll throw in my shameless plug here as well, so if you could drop a like or even a follow, that would be most greatly appreciated. And Until next time, be good, be kind, be well.